Namaskaram. I am Dr. Bhavana, a dentist and Bharatanatyam artist from Chennai. Firstly, I would like to thank Akhila Krishnamurthy and Ala for inviting me to share my story with you all for Humans of the Arts. I started learning Bharatanatyam at the age of 7 from the legendary guru, late Kalaimamani Srimati K.J. Sarasa. When I was in class 7, I had to discontinue dancing and was advised against any strenuous physical activity due to health reasons. This break, unfortunately, turned out to be a longer hiatus of 15 years, considering that I was into the medical profession. During this break, I did do a little bit of freelancing, but it never gave me the satisfaction of dancing full-fledged. There's hours of practice, dance classes, the hustle backstage, the chaos that goes into performing a margam, the immersive learning of compositions. Finally, in 2011, I joined Srimati Muruga Shankari, under whom I did my Arangetram at the age of 27, for which I'm extremely grateful to her. Ever since, there has been no looking back. Of course, I had to take another small maternity break, after which I performed a margam under my then Acharya, Srimati Gayatri Seshadri. I'm extremely grateful to her for trusting me with a solo during the Margari season, just a few months after the break. Ever since, I have performed numerous solos and group performances, and currently pursuing my passion for this art form under the tutelage of Sri Ranjit Babu and Srimati Vijna Vasudevan. My story here just goes to say that it is never too late to start or pursue anything in life, especially if it is something that gives you immense joy, pleasure, and happiness. I believe in better late than never. People often ask me how I manage or find the time to do so many things. Well, it is not about finding time, it is about making time. I think it is better to do something late than to have never done it at all. Namaskaram and thank you again.
Namaskaram. This is Medha. I'm a Bharatanatyam dancer from Chennai. I would like to thank Akilaka and the team at Alap for sharing my story. The story that I'm sharing with you is an experience that's probably not unique to me, but it's something that has had a very profound impact on my dance journey and the way I perceive my art. So I was prepping for a performance almost for about 4 months, and the day before the performance, as I was starting my orchestra rehearsal, I started to feel like queasy in the stomach. I was feeling very weak, and before I knew it, I was running a very high temperature. So, a lot of nausea, I could not eat, and I was supremely dehydrated because of the loose motions and everything. I was devastated that I was in this situation after prepping so hard for so many months. But the only thing that was in my power to do was sip on ORS, pray to God, and of course sulk, which I did a lot. I did that, and the performance day dawned, and I was not feeling any better. The situation was still the same, but I dragged myself to the tech run for makeup, and finally I was backstage. So my dance teacher, she came to meet me and she asked me how I was feeling, and I just burst into tears because I was so overcome with fear and I was so underconfident because I was just physically so tired and weak. And I think right up to the time the Aradi was played, I was sitting backstage because I could not even stand, and the only thought that kept running in my head was, how was I going to do it? How was I going to do this? So, but finally, when the moment came and I stepped onto the stage, that moment I felt an energy through my body, an energy that I cannot explain, that made me forget that I was sick or weak, but it gave me the energy and power to completely invest and enjoy every moment of the performance. What that was, I don't know, but that energy that I felt was amazing. It was miraculous. It was extraordinary. I say this with disbelief because I was physically not competent to perform that day, and those who saw me backstage would vouch for that, though they were just being nice when they said, you're going to do this. We all know what situation I was in, but what I felt that day was something amazing, and it taught me two things. One, about the power of the mind over the body, and the second thing, my teacher Anita Guha, she, like, since I was young, she's been constantly telling me that, you know, whatever I'm doing through dance, through art, it's not mine, it is from Baba. She used to keep saying it. I've heard it so many times, but I don't think I really understood the sort of how the deepness of this comment that she used to keep making, but until I experienced this personally. So when someone says something nice about my dance, or they compliment me about something that I've created, very, like, I feel happy, of course, but I don't feel a sense of pride or ownership over whatever little I'm doing. I don't feel any ownership over it, because I feel very deeply from the core of my being that whatever little I'm doing is through the grace of the divine. And this experience has also helped me look at my failure in a different manner. Earlier, I used to, when a program didn't go as well as I had anticipated, it would really bother me and I would be very consumed by it. But now, this doesn't change my approach or my efforts towards the performance. I still see what I could have done better, but it helps me detach a lot more from the results and focus just on the process. This is what this experience has done for me. So as I speak about this, I'm just filled with so much gratitude to be able to practice this art, to have these divine experiences, and be under the guidance of some of the finest gurus. Thank you. Thank you for listening.
ముద్దియ చేకుల కేల పూల మూత్యవు జల్లుల చేర్పుల పొద్దికల గులివేమో ఊహింపరే చెలులు ముద్దియ చేకుల కేల పూల మూత్యవు జల్లుల చేర్పుల ఒద్దికల గులివేమో ఊహింపరే చెలులు గదరి తిరువేంకటపతి వెంకటపతి గదరి తిరువేంకటపతి కామిని వదనాంబుజమున అడిన సురరిపు చెమటల అంతము కాదు గదా గదరి తిరువేంకటపతి కామిని వదనాంబుజమున అడిన సురరిపు చెమటల అంతము కాదు గదా ఏమోకో గదరి తిరువేంకటపతి కామిని వదనాంబుజమున అడిన సురరిపు చెమటల అంతము కాదు గదా ఏమోకో చిగురుట ధమున ఎడనెడ కస్తూరి నిండెను భామిని విభునకు రాసిన పత్రిక కాదు కదా ఏమోకో
Hello everyone. Thank you Akila and Ala for inviting me to share my thoughts on the Human of the Art series. I have a personal story to share and the lesson I learned from it. Well, I was around 16 or so when I lost my father to a very tragic accident. He was like my mountain of support, my guiding star. And at that time, for my fragile heart and mind, I was just so lost in this world. I remember I would come home from school, get whatever work I could get done, and then rush to Radhika's house in the evenings and just watch her, Akka and her sisters rehearse for hours together. I would just immerse myself in that environment, in that safe place. And I'm sure she was wondering why this girl was here in the evenings, but she never questioned me. And then later on, I left to the US for higher studies. All along this journey, I've been in touch with this art form in some small way, some way or the other. And it's been my anchor through all turbulent and trying times. Even to this day, I have my safe place, my dance room that I preciously value, and I use it as my go-to when I need a pick-me-up. It's nice to just immerse yourself in something where you're not expecting any external validation or appreciation, just doing it for your own joy. The video I have shared is something I learned from, is a Tulsidas bhajan I learned from my dear Shantaka during one of my Chennai trips. Many thanks to my gurus, my teachers, who've taught me all that I know today, for having that faith in me and for securing that anchor when it was needed the most. My best wishes and happy Navaratri to all of you. Thank you.
Namaskaram. I'm Mithun Mohandas from Kerala, a Bharatanatyam dancer, working as a mechanical design engineer in Bangalore. Having a full-time engineering profession and staying connected to art is something very beautiful and challenging too sometimes. I got into the dance world through Kerala School Kalolsavam and later realized the magic and the depth of art seeing many eminent artists in Spikmeke during my lectureship at NIT Calicut. And I'm also realizing the fact that you need not to be an on-stage dancer to reach out to the world and to show your art. I started posting my contents in the social media platforms during the corona time and I got very well accepted too. Indeed, I got criticisms, I got appreciations, and I got into solid conversations and discussions with many great artists through the same social media. And the beautiful part is I'm yet to connect many of them in person. I started exploring myself, attending many workshops of great artists to see their approach towards the art and their subject, which indeed improved me and inspired me to explore further. I always believed success of any artist is not about their fame. It is always about the happiness and the peace they find within when they do their art form. I used to enjoy, I find my peace and happiness when I do my art and try to convey the same to the hearts who's watching it. Thank you Alap team and Akhila Krishnamurthy for having me as part of Humans of Art series. Thank you.
Dava magari sari gama pa dava mapa maga magari sani dava dani sari gama pa dava re gama pa dani bada madapa dani sani ni dava madapa dani sari ni sani dava gari sari sani ri ni dava ma badari gama pa dani dava maga magari sari gamaran kanil dubra saramariya